This is the Ottawa Senators Outlook. Here is your host, Jack Henry.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Ottawa Senators Outlook. I'm your host, Jack. This is my recap reaction to the Penguins game, so let's get right to it. So the Senators win the game 3-2 in overtime. So in the first period, Thomas Chabot scores his second to make it 1-0 Ottawa. That's all that happens in the first period. Nothing happened in the second period. So the Senators were playing really good. And in the third period, Blake Lizotte scores his 7th of the year to tie it up at 1. Drake Batherson scores his 13th to make it 2-1 Ottawa. And then Chris Letang ties it up at 2. And then we go to overtime. And Brady Tkachuk, a minute 46 in, wins it for the Senators. There's your final score, 3-2. So the goaltending matchup, like I said, Tristan Jarry was starting for the Penguins. And Anton Forsberg was originally supposed to start, but apparently he had some injury or whatever not. I don't know. But regardless, Linus Ullmark was the one in net, and he looked really exceptional in this one yet again. So the Ottawa Senators, with this win, they improved to 15-13-2. So they have a total of 32 points. And with this win, they are in a wild card spot right now. So who would have ever thought I would be here sitting in this area saying the Senators on December 14th would be in a playoff spot? I mean, it's pretty shocking when you think about it. We missed the playoffs for 7 years, and if we miss it this year, it would be going to 8 years. It's been a long time since the Senators have last made the playoffs, so pretty interesting to say. So Ullmark was able to stop 25 of 27 for a .926 save percentage. Tristan Jarry was able to stop 28 of 31 for a .903 save percentage. I mean, you can say what you want about the Senators making not so good goaltenders looking pretty good. I still think Tristan Jarry is still a little bit decent. He's not like a top-tier goalie, but I still think he's good enough to win a couple games for the Penguins, even though he's been struggling very mightily this year. But the Senators, like I said, they come away with a win, and I'll take it. 15-13-2. So they have 32 points in 30 games, and the Penguins with this loss fall to 13-14-5. So they sit at the moment with 31 points. One thing I learned about this team is the grit that they have. They stayed pretty resilient throughout this game, but one thing more than anything, they looked exhausted out there. It doesn't take a genius to know how good of a team Carolina is, but the way they were playing, you could tell that Carolina took a lot of air out of them. They played Carolina pretty tough. They won 3-0. They shut out the Carolina Hurricanes, which is really tough to do. And they come back home in Ottawa on a back-to-back and are able to come away with a win against the Pittsburgh Penguins, in which they looked pretty tired. They looked gassed. If you watch that game, you could tell they were tired. They really were beat. So getting this win is very rewarding for this team, especially now that they're in a wild card spot, or they're at least tied for one right now, however you want to say it, but throughout the games played, they have the tiebreaker. They're on a 3-game winning streak now, so they are on a winning streak. They have finally won 3 games in a row, and you love to see it. So this is the last home game the Senators play in 2024. They don't come back to play at home until January 9th because they're on the Western Canadian road trip. They've got Seattle, then they go to Western Canada, and then they go to the Central teams, and then they have Detroit or something like that. And in the midst of that road trip, the World Juniors in Ottawa are happening. So they don't play in Ottawa. Let me just pull up this calendar here. They don't play in 3.5 weeks. So that's a long time that they're on the road. So we'll see what happens with that. And again, so Canadian Tire Center, last home game of 2024 for the Senators, come away with a very impressive win against the Penguins. Give them all the props. So their next game is on Tuesday against the Kraken. So I will come out with a preview video midnight on Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. Give me your thoughts on this game. Like and subscribe. But for now, this is Jack from the Ottawa Senators Outlook, and go Sens go.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Ottawa Senators Outlook. For more of this podcast, click on the videos on the left and subscribe by clicking on the icon on the right. Thank you.